Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanacharya Yamunatira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Gora Premanandi, Hare Haribol. Haribol, Haribol. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Narayanan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Before reading the verse written there, I'm going to finish reading the chapter, the third chapter, because we didn't finish yesterday. So, this is from 9 Canto, chapter 3, text 29. Kakudmī Revatīm kanyam swam adaya vibhum gataha putriya varam pariprashtum brahmalokam apavritam. Taking his own daughter Revatī, Kakudmī went to Lord Brahma in Brahmaloka, which is transcendental to the three modes of material nature, and inquired about a husband for her. Purport. It appears that Brahmaloka, the abode of Lord Brahma, is also transcendental above the three modes of material nature, apavritam. Okay, I make me a little comment here. When in the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Abrahma bhuvanaloka punaravarti norjuna mamupetya tu kauntiya punarjamma navidyate, that even if you go Brahmaloka can fall down. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained, only the person who went to Brahmaloka by performing activities of karma kanda, those who may fall down. But Vaishnavas who go there, they don't fall down. They become disciples of Brahma, and along with him and of his life, they enter the spiritual planets, Vaikuntha or Goloka. Not everyone falls from Brahmaloka, only few. So it's a transcendental above the three modes of nature. That's very interesting. So now, this past time, Kakudmī, king, he took his daughter Revatī to Brahmalok. They must have a very powerful vimana, flying machine, to go up there at great speed. Even the scientists, Prabhupada quote them saying that to reach the highest planet in the universe you need 40,000 years. But if somebody is from Satyaloka, he lived 100,000 years. But according to that calculation, but I mean, by mantra, they don't know the science of mantra, the scientists can go much, much faster than what they believe. Anyway, so he went there to see Lord Brahma, and at the time when he arrived there, Brahma was hearing a concert by the Gandharvas. So he could not talk to him in that moment. But Kakudmī waited, and at the end of the musical performance, he offered his obeisance to Lord Brahma and submitted his long-standing desire. Kakudmī showed a list of kings and princes who wanted to marry his daughter Revatī. So he asked Lord Brahma, which one of them you advise me to marry my daughter, because she's very, very qualified, she's a great devotee. And when Brahma looked at the list, he started laughing. And Kakudmī said, this is a very serious matter, marry my daughter, And Brahma said, no, I'm laughing because all of them already passed away. While you was listening to the performance of the Gandharvas, many, many thousands of years passed in the Earth planet. The time is different measured in Brahmaloka and heavenly planets than in this planet. So then who you advise me to marry my daughter to? And Brahma said, Lord Krishna along with his brother Balarama are going to appear soon in the Earth planet. You go down there and offer the hand of your daughter Revatī to Balaram, Krishna's brother. She is eternal wife of Balaram. So king was very happy to hear that, and he offered the hand of his daughter to Balaram. Balaram accepted, he married her. But Balaram was not satisfied with the marriage. You know why? Because she was much taller than him. She was from a previous yuga and he was from another yuga, so he was shorter. So he looked like a dwarf in front of her. He didn't feel happy about it. But Balaram found a solution. He put his plow, he has a plow, on her shoulder and shrunk her to his size. And then he was happy. These details you find in the Puranas. That's all these details. So anyway, Balarama told the king, 27 Chatur Yuga have already passed. Chatur Yuga means 4 yugas. 27 passed while they were hearing the musical performance of the Gandharvas. So much time passed in the Earth planet. So anyway, that's the pastime. Anyway, I don't need to read all the translations since I gave a nutshell to all of you what happened. And after the king did hand his beautiful daughter Revatī in charity to Supremely Powerful Baladeva, he retired from worldly life and went to Badarikashrama to please Narayana. Now we are in chapter 4, text 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha Nabhago Navaga Patyam Yam Tatam Bratara Kavim Yavishtam Vyavajandayam Brahmachari Namagatam. Shri Shukuvacha Nabhago Nabhaga Patyam Yam tatam bratara kavim yavishtam vyabhajandayam brahmachari namagatam. Please chant. Ladies, translation, please repeat word by word. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, Nabhaga Apatyam was the son of Maharaj Nabhaga. Yam, and to whom? Tatam, the father. Bratara, the elder brothers. Kavim, the learned. Yavishtam, the youngest. Vyabhajan, divided. Dayam, the property. Brahmacharinam, having accepted the life of a brahmachari perpetually. Naishtika, agatam, returned. Shivakadeva Goswami said, the son of Nabhaga, named Nabhaga, lived for a long time at the place of his spiritual master. Therefore his brothers thought that he was not going to become a grihastha and will not return. Consequently, without providing a share for him, they divided the property of their father among themselves. When Nabhaga returned from the place of his spiritual master, they gave him their father as a share. Purport. There are two kinds of brahmacharis. One may return home, marry, and become a householder, whereas the other, known as Brihadbrata, takes a vow to remain a brahmachari perpetually. The Brihadbrata brahmachari does not return from the place of the spiritual master. He stays there, and later he directly takes sannyas. Because Nabhaga did not return from the place of his spiritual master, his brothers thought that he had taken Brihadbrata brahmacharya. Therefore they did not preserve his share, and when he returned, they gave him their father as a share. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, opened my eyes with torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto him. So, in Vedic culture, children were trained from the age of 5 how to be brahmacharis. No? So, most of them, they remain brahmachari until the age of 25, which means celibacy. And at the age of 25, they can decide if they want to get married or remain brahmachari. So, and with the permission of their spiritual master, those who decide to marry, they go back to their home and do the needful to get married. But they have the training. They will not become ordinary married people, lusty people. No, they know how to control the mind, the senses. They will beget nice children. They will marry a nice religious wife, like that. They will do the astrological chart to see compatibility. Even Prabhupada advised that for nowadays, for those who want to marry, that make the compatibility astrological chart to see if you are equally have the same inclination, for a spiritual life or material life, whatever. Anyway, so it is interesting that they gave him his own father as a share. Take care of your father. This Nabhaga later became the father of Maharaj Ambarish. So Maharaj Ambarish is a great pure devotee of the Lord. So to beget like that, pure devotees' children, that's very nice. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was married and he had 11 children, and he prayed to Krishna to send him a ray of Viṣṇu, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was born. So just by having a son like that assures you your liberation, for sure, no? Anyway, so today we have many festivities, of course. I would like to talk about them briefly, of course. And first thing, we have Gopashtami, the 8th lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartika is known by authorities as Gopashtami. From that day, Krishna served as a coward, whereas previously he had tended the calves. He did not wear shoes in order to give mercy to the earth, which suffered and cried for his appearance. He also did not wear shoes in order to reveal beauty, punyam. By the external marks of thunderbolt and kusha, etc. Though Vrindavan have natural beauty, it now became even more beautiful because of those marks, ativa, appearing everywhere, or it became more beautiful than Vaikuntha. This is by Sanatana Goswami from Brihad Vaishnava Toshani. So, when Krishna reached the age of Pauganda, which is 6, they gave him in charge of taking care of the cows also. Before he was taking care only of the calves. But now they gave him the responsibility to take care of cows too. So at the age of 6, his body grew up a little more and have a little more weight. So the mark of his lotus feet could be seen more clearly than before. So the mark of his lotus feet were seen everywhere with thunderbolt, conch shell, so many different symbols are there in his lotus feet. Could be seen more clearly everywhere. And blessing Mother Earth, she prayed for his appearance, so he didn't wear shoes to bless more the earth with his lotus feet. And he will go with his friend every day taking care of calves and cows now. Today also is the disappearance day of Shri Gadadhar Das Goswami, Sri Dhananjaya Pandit and Sri Srinivas Acharya. Gadadhar Das Goswami is not the same as Gadadhar Pandit. He's a different personality. And he is the halo of Radharani. Radharani is halo. And I remember one pastime of him mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that one day he entered the house of a Qazi, Muslim governor, and he was chanting loudly the holy name of the Lord. He was in ecstasy. And he went to the Qazi and preached to him, Qazi, you must also chant the holy name of Krishna. Like that. The Qazi, by seeing him so much in ecstasy, he was humbled. And he chanted the holy name. So this is one of his pastimes, many pastimes. Dhananjaya Pandit, the 16th-year servant of Nityananda Prabhu was Dhananjaya Pandit. He was very much renounced and always merged in love of Krishna. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya, Pandit Dhananjaya was a resident of the village in Katwa named Sitala. He was one of the 12 Gopals. His former name, according to Gorgano's Deepika, was Vasu Dama. He was a coward boy in Krishna Lila. And then we have Srinivas Acharya. According to the Prema Vilas, Srinivas Acharya is an incarnation of Lord Chaitanya's ecstasy. The Lord's intimate associate could naturally perceive this and could understand that through Srinivas the eternal message of Lord Chaitanya will be widely distributed. And Dhananjaya Pandit was a very rare soul. Nityananda Prabhu was always present in his heart. Okay. Now I'm going to read a little more about Krishna's pastime in relation to Gopashtami. During Krishna's 6th year after Gopashtami day in Kartika, he was allowed to supervise the cow. Now accompanied by numerous cowherd boys and millions of cows, Lord Krishna began to wander to distant parts of Vrindavan. Each of Lord Krishna's cowherd boys had a bugle made of buffalo horn and a flute, and each child called his respective calves by calling their respective names. This is from Krishna book, chapter 4. Srila Jiva Goswami explained that in the afternoon, Sri Krishna dressed himself in new clothing and then went out to call the cows home. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti gives the following information about the transcendental cows of Vrindavan. For each of the 4 colors of cows, white, red, black, and yellow, there are 25 subdivisions, making a total of 100 colors. And such qualities as being colored like a sandalwood pulp, tilak, speckled, or having a head shaped like a mridanga drum, create 8 further groups. To count these 108 groups of cows distinguished by color and form, Krishna using a string of 108 jewel beads. This is from 10th Canto, chapter 35. Krishna rests his arm on a friend's shoulder and happily counts the Surabhi cows on the abacus of his jewel necklace. There were 108 different groups of cows, and each group has a leader, one cow leading the other cows. So Krishna, in every bead made of jewel, 108, he will call the name of that cow, and when she comes to Krishna, all her other cows of that group follow her behind. So that way Krishna was calling all the cows to assemble to come here. Now some of the name of the Surabhi cows: Pisangi, Manikastini, Pranatasmigi, Pingekshana, Mridangamukhi. Some of the cows have the shape of the head of a mridanga. I don't know how that would look. Interesting, no? Bamshi Priya, Sobali, Dumala, Hamsi. So beautiful. Okay. So, Srinivasacharya, he is the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya's ecstasy. Imagine how powerful his ecstasy and his preaching. He, along with Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamananda Pandit, were students of Srila Jiva Goswami. They were accepted him as their Shiksha Guru. They were all initiated by other gurus, but they accepted him as Shiksha Guru, their Guru, instructing Guru. And they learned the Shastra from him. And after that study ended, Jiva Goswami asked the three of them to go out and preach and take copies of the books of the six Goswamis to Orissa and to Bengal, because devotees there were feeling great separation from Lord Chaitanya. So to give them some solace, Jiva Goswami ordered them to, he arranged a horse cart with soldiers guarding the cart, and he fetched them to go out to preach. So the three of them went in that car, and they passed through one place where there were a band of dacoits, of thieves. So they were sleeping, of course, at night. This dacoit thought, oh, must be something very valuable in this carriage. So they stole a big trunk full of books. They didn't know there were books. And the king of that area was also involved. The thieves were working under him. He will give them their share and he will keep the rest. Yeah, that one astrologer predicted that big car, very valuable, something very valuable will pass through. So the king had a good astrologer to predict this kind of things also. So they stole the big trunk, but when they opened it, they saw only books. We are not interested in books. They gave it all to the king. You keep this. We are not interested in books. And the king, by touching this book, he felt spiritual ecstasy. He knew there's something special about this book. And he was sure the owner of this book will come to retrieve them. And that happened. Srinivasacharya told Narottam and Shyamananda, you go please preach in Orissa and Bengal. I will try to get the books back. So he went to that kingdom and went to the palace, and he challenged all the Brahmins, the Pandits there. He started reciting the Bhagavatam, and he corrected one reciter who was reciting something from the Bhagavatam there, and he corrected him philosophically. So when they heard he was such a great scholar, quoting from different Shastra to prove his point, even the king fell at his feet and accepted his guidance. So they asked him to come every day and give a lecture on the Srimad Bhagavatam every day in the palace for everyone. And the king confessed to Srinivas about the stealing of the books, and he offered them, and he offered himself as a disciple. So Srinivas accepted him as his disciple, and all the kingdom became Vaishnavas. All that kingdom became devotees of the Lord. That one very powerful preaching. I mean, everyone, thousands of people became his disciples. When he was in Vrindavan doing devotional service, amazing things happened to him. He had one disciple named Ramachandra Kaviraj. One day during Holi, Srinivasacharya entered into a trance, and he entered in his spiritual body the Krishna Leela in the Holi. And Radha and Krishna, the Gopi, the Gopas, they were throwing colors in each other, and they throw on him too. He also took part in the spiritual body. When he came back to external consciousness, all his white was full of colors. All his white dress was full of colors. He married, he was Grihastha. So that was what they were amazed how this happened, Suddenly all his white clothes became colored. Another amazing pastime of Sri Vasacharya was that he went once to visit his disciple, the king, and then he sat down to meditate on Radha Krishna Lila. Lila Smaran, that's called. In the spiritual body, he entered the pastimes of Radha Krishna. But after 3 days, he will not come back. The king was very much in anxiety for his guru. Everyone was in anxiety. I mean, he's not eating, not drinking, nothing. They were very... So they called his closest disciple, Ramachandra Kaviraj, and they explained to him the situation. So Ramachandra Kaviraj, being also a great advanced devotee, he sat next to his guru and entered the same pastime his guru was in. And what was happening was that Srinivas in his gopi body, he was asked to find a nose ring that fell in the Yamuna while Radha and Krishna were bathing in the Yamuna. And he was given the task to find that nose ring. So he was trying to search and took him time and could not find it. So the time in the spiritual plane is different from this time. Although it was few hours, was 3 days in this plane. So then Ramachandra Kaviraj and his gopi body also went to help his guru to find that nose ring. And he could find it. And he gave it to his guru, and his guru gave it to Radharani. Then both of them came back to external consciousness together at the same time. All devotees were delighted, chanting the holy names of Krishna. And he did many wonderful festivals with Krishna Lila, encouraged everyone to chant the holy names and to meditate on Krishna. He converted thousands of people into devotees of the Lord. The same thing with Narottam and Shyamananda. They also made thousands of people into Vaishnavas. Shyamananda, he was a very powerful preacher. Even he will convert Muslims into Vaishnavas. He had many Muslims as disciples, converted to Vaishnavism. And they tried to preach to their governor, also a Muslim, to accept Shyamananda as his guru. And the guru said, yes, I believe that he's a great personality, a great devotee of the Lord, but I have one test, one challenge. From time to my town comes a wild elephant, and he destroys everything in the market, throw people around. If he can initiate this wild elephant, I will accept him as my guru. That was the challenge. And Shyamananda accepted the challenge. He went to that town with his disciples one day, and while they were in the market, this elephant appeared, throwing everybody around, destroying everything. Very wild elephant. So Shyamananda went to walk toward him. The disciples were in anxiety. It was dangerous. And when the elephant saw him coming toward him, he also ran toward Shyamananda to harm him. But when they're few feet away from each other, Shyamananda looked into the elephant's eyes, and the elephant fell on his knees. Then Shyamananda went to the elephant and whispered in his ear, "Now your name is Keshavadas, and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare." He initiated him in the holy name. Not only that, he gave him service. He told him, every day you should collect wood from the forest and bring it to all the temples so they can use it for cooking, whatever. And when the devotee travel on pilgrimage, you must carry their belonging in your bag. So the elephant followed that instruction. Every day he will bring firewood to all the temples like that. Very powerful devotees, huh? Oh, Krishna. So many wonderful pastimes we can remember in this day today, in this very special occasion. I'm so happy to see Radharani dressed as a cowherd boy, Gopa. You can see her beautiful lotus feet, which is very rare to have this darshan. And do you remember I told the pastime last Sunday to the people? Although it wasn't Gopastami, but for their benefit was celebrated also. And you remember the pastime I told on Sunday? You miss it? Anybody else miss it? Okay, I will repeat it. It's always good to remember the Radha Krishna Leela. So Krishna told his dear friend Subal, my dear friend Subal, I'm very much missing Radharani. Please find a way to bring her here, to the forest where am I. Subal has a very similar features, face than Radharani. So, okay, he went to the house of Radharani and he let a calf run in front of him, like he's trying to grab it or chase it. And that way he arrived at the house of Radharani. Now, Jatila, Kutila, the mother and sister-in-law of Radharani, oh, this is Krishna's friend, Krishna must be around, be careful. And Subal said, no, I had a fight with Krishna, I have nothing to do with him now. I don't like him anymore. He's not my friend anymore. We had a big fight. Oh, such a nice boy, come have some sweets. Okay, so they made him sit down and gave him a lot of sweet to eat. Now for those who wonder, how is that Radharani is married to somebody else? In Bengal they call him Nayan Ghosh. In the Shastra another name is Abhimanyu. It's not to be confused with Arjuna's son Abhimanyu. So he's Krishna's shadow. He's an expansion of Krishna. He doesn't touch Radharani. He's just there to make the meeting of Radha and Krishna more exciting, more dangerous, more difficult to happen. So that's all. Anyway, and then they went to do their own things, and Subal entered the room of Radharani and told her, Krishna is missing you very much. He needs to see you right now. But how can I go without being noticed? Oh, let us change our dress. Or change our dress, and then you go, I will stay here until you come back. So they exchanged dress, and Radharani put a turban, like him, he had a turban, and everything. And before she left, she grabbed a calf to her chest, so the breast would not be seen. Subal, you're leaving. He didn't say a word, just moved his hand, bye-bye. Because, Jatila, Kutila, oh, you're leaving. So she arrived when Krishna was, oh, Subal, you could not bring my Radharani here. Krishna thought was Subal. But then she took off the turban, all the beautiful hair. Oh, Krishna was so happy, so much in ecstasy, seeing Radharani. These are divine, transcendental pastime, not to be confused with mundane love. It's like iron and gold. Both are metal, but you can't compare the value of gold to to iron, isn't? So we have to know things as properly as they are. They put the clock. Usually they put it here so I can see. It's not working. Okay, no problem. Now I want to read to you, since yesterday was a controversy about the use of the word by chance. Remember? Okay, I found few quotes from the Srimad Bhagavatam where Prabhupada used the word by chance. I'm not going to read them to you. And this is a translation from Srimad Bhagavatam 4:24-57. If one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction by the results of karma or jnana. What interest then can he have in the benedictions of the demigods who are subject to the law of birth and death? So Prabhupada used the word by chance. But by chance one of these pilgrims had met Gopinath Acharya, who was known as Tugadadhar Pandit. This is Srimad Bhagavatam introduction. Kripacharya is the son of the great Rishi Saradwan and was born in the family of Gautama. The birth is said to be accidental. By chance, the great Rishi Saradwan met Janapadi, a famous society girl of heaven. The Srimad Bhagavatam 1:12-13. And if by chance the face of such an infidel is seen, one must clean himself by jumping in the river with his clothing. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:15-35. Haridas Thakur, a great devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya, used to live in such a cave, and by chance a great venomous snake was a co-partner of the cave. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 2:25. Such a misguided person can only be saved if by chance he meets a pure devotee. Srimad Bhagavatam 2:6-20. And there I have much more. The Lord is always ready to forgive his devotee if by chance he falls down from the noble path of devotional service. The Lord, being situated in the heart of the devotee, excuses all kind of sin committed by chance. The Srimad Bhagavatam 3:12-34. Although by chance the doorman committed a mistake by checking the Balarama from entering the gate of Vaikuntha. And go on and go on. So many quotes Prabhupada saying by chance. Any doubt about by chance anymore?
What's the Sanskrit? Are they all the same words?
That's our purport. Only the first one is a translation. The 4:24-57 is a translation from the verse. Anyway, so Brahma did use the word by chance. And by chance means free will. It's not everything determined by karma. The karma Mimsha philosopher, they believe everything is determined by karma. Even God is under the law of karma, if there is any God. You only do your duty dutifully, and He has to give you the result. So don't worry about anything. Karma is everything. We don't believe karma is everything. There is a free will also. There is also undeserved mercy of the Lord also. Anyway, now questions, comments? Please do.
Prabhupada would fairly, often quote this little saying from English. I don't know where it comes from. Not a blade of grass moves
without the will of the Lord. Yes, correct. So that means sanction of the Lord must be there for every action. No? But that doesn't mean that the Lord interfere in the free will of any living entity. He just sanctioned. Okay, you can do it. But doesn't mean he's deciding that what the other person is doing. He's just giving sanction. And do you know from where comes the saying that not even the blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord? It comes from a pastime of Lord Viṣṇu. Once the demons and the demigods had a battle, and Viṣṇu was helping the devatas, the demigods, and the devatas defeated the demons, so they became very proud. We are very powerful, like that. Yes. So to teach them a lesson in humility, Lord Viṣṇu took a blade of grass, green grass, in his fingers. And he told the demigods, by one man, Vayu, can you make it move a little bit? And he blew on his wind, it moved an inch. Then Indra, can you cut it in half with your thunderbolt? Nothing happened. So like that, he challenged all of them. They couldn't do nothing to the blade of grass. So they became humble, fell at the feet of Lord Viṣṇu, asked forgiveness for their pride. And from there, the saying came, not even a blade of grass move without the will of the Lord. Yeah, but it comes from this lila.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Maharaj.
Yes.
So would it be better to say then we have free will? Would it be better to say we've been given free will, and maybe even given free will continually? Then it's like inherent to us?
Yes, it is eternally in the soul, the free will, because Krishna is known as Sambhutim, completely, totally independent. And since we are a small part of Krishna, we have small amount of his good qualities. And one of them is we have a little independence, and that is free will. Once a devotee in Los Angeles at the time of Prabhupada, he distanced himself from the movement. Prabhupada asked why? Karandar. Prabhupada, he said that why Krishna gave us free will if he knew that we are going to misuse it? Prabhupada laughed. He said, he wants to be a robot. No free will, like an obeying machine. It doesn't make sense. Free will, it is what is important in the sense that Krishna, you can choose the wrong path or the right path. If you choose the right path to serve Krishna, Krishna appreciates that very much because you could have chosen something else. So that's why free will is so important. And by saying use the word by chance means a free will. You choose to go one way or the other, That's simple. Yes. Give a mic, please.
So in these verses that you mentioned, I'm wondering if we were for me to understand this term by chance, or this phrase by chance, I'm wondering if we were able to substitute free will instead of by chance, maybe it would make more sense for me.
Please repeat, I can try to understand your question.
It's mostly for clarification. I'm wondering if the phrases that you mentioned, the verses that you mentioned, or the purport, part of the purport that you mentioned, where Srila Prabhupada writes by chance, I'm wondering if they were to be like rephrased for me, and instead by chance it was, but you're saying by chance he means free will, if it was to be substituted and instead said free will, I'm wondering if that would make more sense to me.
Yeah, I understand your point. Yes, of course. By chance means you have the freedom to choose what you want. So by chance means you choose one way or the other, For example, one of the quote I said, say by chance this sage went to that river and he met one celestial girl and had a son with her. That happened by chance. In the sense, he could have gone the other way, but he decided to go that way. And by going that way, he met this girl. And they have a sage together as a son. So, things happen not necessarily everything is written in hard stone, that has to happen this way. It's not like that. Prabhupada said humans are the architect of their destiny. We can change our destiny. By surrendering it to Krishna, Krishna can change our destiny. It's not everything written, on the stone that can be changed, We are not fatalists. I hope that answers your... If you have any other question, please do.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, thank you for your wonderful class. I was wondering if this free will is conditioned by the mind or the senses, or because sometimes we think we want it, but it's something that they told us it was the right thing for us to do, and sometimes we don't follow our free will by our desire or whatever, or what we think is the good for us.
The thing is very simple and clear. When we become devotees, become Krishna conscious, we receive intelligence from Krishna and the spiritual master how to use properly our free will. Before knowing Krishna consciousness, you're still using your free will, but in the wrong way. You don't know what is better for you. You just don't know. You're in ignorance. But when you come to Krishna consciousness and let enlightened with the spiritual knowledge, then you can use your free will better. Because you know what is good for you, what is bad for you. Is that clear enough?
Yes, and I have one more question about the brahmachari, going from brahmachari to sannyas directly. Is that the better and the fast way of going back to Godhead?
Well, I mean to say, Prabhupada said, don't do nothing artificially. It has to be natural in the sense you don't have that inclination to get married. If you don't have it, don't get married. That's simple. If you have the inclination and you try to repress yourself, it doesn't work. Understand? For example, at the time of Prabhupada, one devotee in Los Angeles went to Prabhupada to complain, Prabhupada, that brahmachari, he's going to marry that girl. Prabhupada said, you are jealous because nobody pay attention to you. So you understand? Nothing should be done artificially. If you do it naturally, it's fine, good. But it's better. Actually, in Venezuela, Prabhupada was giving a lecture, and one man asked the question, Master, is it true that the best thing for everyone is to get married? Prabhupada said, no, the best thing for everyone is to be brahmachari. But because you can't, you become a bachelor daddy. That's not good. Bachelor, that means you become a father outside of marriage. That's Prabhupada, that's sinful, Prabhupada said. That's not good. I mean, but the best, of course, is to remain brahmachari. No doubt about it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.